Welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm Subponica Poster, and today we are going to go through this Eluvian and see where the hell that dead Qunari came from. And we're still in our dress uniform, for some reason. Oh, poof.
Crossroads. Morrigan brought me here while showing me the Eluvians.
It's pretty, I guess. Kind of stretchy. Ugh. Too many colours.
I'd forgotten all the colors.
Everything looks grey and murky to me.
But there's patterns all over. It's like glass from, where's it? Sorol, isn't it?
I wonder if it somehow looks different to elves.
How would that work? Eyes are eyes, or supposed to be. Oh, stupid place.
And obviously you only get that dialogue if you're an elf. And it does look slightly different if you're playing as something else. It's not quite so bright. Like the colors, the pink on the trees and things like that don't look that way. Nice touch.
Judging by the bloodstains he tried to get through here.
Is something wrong?
This mirror doesn't look broken, but it's inactive. Maybe there's a way to unlock it.
Trying to figure out the statues. Okay. I guess we're half in reality and half in the Fade. I don't know. The skeleton over here has a little Hala statue, which gives us a treasure map for back at the Winter Palace. So there's another side quest we can take on.
The blood trail leads to this mirror.
Let us see where this Qunari came from.
And that's where the game wants us to go, but we're not going to go there just yet. Because if you head over here, there's a, well, I guess sort of hidden Eluvian that takes you to a different place. Apparently going through Eluvians gives us a headache or something. Few codex entries, books, letters, that sort of a thing to read in here. How'd that work out for you, dude? In some sort of pulp novel. Read about a dude's butt. Okay. Here, there's a little treasure chest back over here. Forgot about that. Not bad. They've kind of learned to only put one piece of Fade touched in a treasure chest, it looks like, so that you can't farm it. And a loot chest, and a cleverly hidden thing over here. It almost never shows up when you use the search function. Notes on Orlesian nobility, heraldry.
Demons! Hold your ground!
Oh no! Thank you, camera. Now you can open it and get what's inside. So there's a special set of accessories. And if you wear multiple pieces, you get additional bonuses. This is how you get the armor that we're wearing now. There are 4 things to find, and you have to find all of them to unlock the schematics. The rest of our useless shit. And now we'll head back to the main area where we're supposed to go. And a nice little touch with the Eluvians, if you look at them, it shows you the area where you're supposed to go, what it looks like. So we can see there's a dark place, maybe a passage with some torches in it. And go check it out.
Elven ruins. I'm not sure we're even in Orlais anymore.
I'm pretty sure we're not. Blood trail up here. Another dead Qunari.
Another Qunari, dressed like the one in the Winter Palace.
He's part of their military, dressed for war.
This door and an Eluvian over here can only be opened from the other side. And over here, some suspicious looking boxes. And you're not supposed to be able to do this just yet. This rather forbidding looking fire, if you walk on it, it just kills you instantly. Blech. But there's a way to cheese it. You're supposed to come back later after you get an additional power. However, if you have a sword and board... Oops, wrong button. Go ahead and bring up your blocking and just walk on through it. She hollered about that, but it actually does no damage to her whatsoever and will build her guard. So, there you go. Way to cheese it. And a special mage belt. Block on back. It just saves you having to come back here later. So, kind of a way to speed things up. Thank you, Cassandra. Alright, now let's check out where we're supposed to be going. Holy shit. And this is a pretty damn neat looking area. You've got this big lake with a kind of a massive temple or something down there. And you run into these things in Trespasser. You get to kind of talk to your buddies.
And dead people. Why do I keep coming back for trips like this?
You return because the cause is greater than yourself, and to keep us humble, you are needed.
What?
Just to get some extra banter. And more magical fire. So we'll have Cassie take care of that. There's some really nice accessories in here. A boost to your recharge if your health is under 50%. Yeah, off we go. Good God.
Scorch marks everywhere. This is the work of a mage.
Can we recruit them? Because they seem to be pretty overpowered.
Crackling.
We need to find out why these Qunari were here and who did this to them. Over there, Qunari. If we want to know why they're here, we've got to get across to that island.
And the Qunari seem to be engaged in combat with some glowy blue dudes? I don't know. Statue that we don't have. The only place to go is here. The smoking tower. The non-smoking tower is in a completely different section of the restaurant. Oh, here's the glowing blue dudes. I only recognize one of those words.
Spirit here. It feels old. Very old.
What does it want?
Well, we're elves.
I'll try
Let's...
Elven. Andaran Atishan Sedaran.
No, he didn't like that at all. And if you happen to drink from the Well of Sorrows, then you can talk to these guys, and they will not be hostile. It's kind of a nice touch. Since we didn't do that, we gotta get into some punchy fist stuff. Throw out my fade barrier here, but it's kind of a bit late.
I think that spirit considered us intruders.
Maybe it's all the intruding we did? When we intruded?
It must have been set to guard something.
And there's that chest we went and looted. And this is where we're supposed to go, but we're gonna run around a little bit. Do some exploring in Trespasser. They have things hidden all over the place. Yeah, Cassie, this is you. Dead Qunari, some papers, and a loot box.
Qunari were living here. Why?
These Qunari were running when they died. Let's find where this battle began.
Well, this is highly suspicious.
A letter by the Qunari. Why are they translating it into our language?
I'm not sure if these get broken from the Qunari, or if they're just broken because they're extremely fucking old. But you're up.
That was like Veilfire. It claimed this was a refuge for elven slaves.
Slaves? Of other elves? The old elves? Pissers.
This whole valley was a sanctuary created by the dreadwolf Fen'Harel. This doesn't make sense. In Dalish legends, Fen'Harel is our god of misfortune.
Solus, what did you get up to? Now, we know Solus is Fen Harel, but the Inquisitor and Buds do not. So they're very confused. And you get this, ping, and there isn't anything obviously here. It took me a minute when I first came in. It's up there, bastards. Some more elven spirits running away.
Wounds on the back, no blood on his sword. Someone took him by surprise.
This can't have happened too long ago. The blood's not even dry.
And a crow lands on his face.
Here we go again. What a change of pace from the Winter Palace. A clear sky, a beautiful view, and yes, fields and fields of stripweed as far as the eye can see.
Strip what?
Terrible stuff. Looks like grass, stings like a knife, and causes sores if you so much as brush against it. So, of course, everyone in Menrathus insists it makes a very decent tea.
This can be a little dodgy to line up. Ah! There we go. And we'll just switch over and have Butts teleport back. It's much easier. There you are. Yep.
This is Fen Harel helping former slaves as a mortal, not a god.
He took great pains to renounce his supposed divinity.
But Fenny helping is bonkers.
Fen Harel sounds like quite the
Even
rule.
Sarah knows that's
The
fucked
old
up.
elven gods must have simply loved that.
See, creepy mural, check. And that one's particularly disturbing. It looks like elves cowering for some sort of terrible thing. Almost looks like a Templar. So apparently the elven gods were just mages. This is quite the revelation.
The elven gods were just Evaneris, powerful, but completely mortal mages.
Was this the start of an uprising? Freed elven slaves against their former masters?
If that's true, Fen Harel was teaching these freed slaves the truth about these false gods.
And here we get a new power. The anchor now always is generating focus, and you can apparently use your hand as a flashlight.
What's wrong?
Shit is acting up.
It felt like the anchor stung me.
And we get a statue. Where have we needed a statue before?
This looks like it fits into that pedestal by the broken bridge.
Oh, yes. if you use your discharge power, it takes about 1 level off of your focus total. So there's some penalty to using it, but then again, it's always constantly generating new focus, even when you're out of combat, so it kind of makes up for it. There are only a couple of places where the flashlight part comes in handy, but the makes your party invulnerable is where you're supposed to be using it to get through that blue fire. It's a little Fen'Harel statue. How cute! Supply cache, but we're doing fine.
Qunari!
Wash it on! The Inquisition doesn't leave alive.
And Bashidon is pretty much the Qunari equivalent of saying shit. And if you want to go wander around, there's some fairly rare herbs. I believe there's Prophet's Laurel and Philandaris. And there's also a golden challah running around here if you want to slaughter it for its special pelt. And we've got some of the spirits and a Qunari spearman. The spearmen are kind of a combination of ranged and melee. They can throw their spears at you, or they can AoE sweep with those things in front of them. And that guy's kind of a pain in the ass to get to. You can break these boxes and climb up the ladder behind him, but he saves us the trouble and comes down. And then decides, fuck this shit, and heads right back up the ladder. And I throw the Fade Barrier on him because even if he's inside the barrier area, try saying that, it'll still rebound to him and cause damage. There's no real loot or treasure around in this part of it. This is quite the hall, though. And a palm tree, I guess. I can stop getting knocked down here. Assholes!
Why did those Qunari attack the Inquisition on sight?
Qunari never act without orders. A commander in the Qun must have given them.
Are you saying the entire Qunari nation wants us dead?
Well, at last the Inquisition and Tevinter have something in common.
That's fucking great. And I'll show off how this is supposed to work. So, discharge, and you can just walk right across the fire because you're invulnerable. Wrong button. And there's a few sigils. None of these are particularly good, and I didn't actually pick it up. Oops. There's only one or two of the sigils that I find even remotely useful, so... Big-ass Ben Harel statue that we've seen before in the Temple of Mathal. A mural. And some veil fire torches. Same thing over there.
That's Sven Harel, removing a Dalish elf's Valasleen.
Not Dalish. They weren't Dalish yet, right?
Maybe the markings used to have a different meaning.
And you may recall Corypheus saying that we wear the markings of a slave on our face with pride. So, apparently the Valasleen used to be some sort of slave marking. Grab our veil fire. We have a button here. If you press it right now, it doesn't do anything. And some instructions. So it's a puzzle, but it's not a very difficult one. You're just going to light up the one that the wolf is looking at, and yeah, this one right here. Then go press the button. And we'll steal some shit while we're at it. The arrowwood has piercing arrows, which do 95% armor penetration. Really not the greatest bonus, because we can craft things that do really good damage, and the base damage on that bow is kind of shit. So yeah, the tattoos on her face are slave markings.
Hidden weapons. These freed slaves actually fought back against the Evenuris posing as gods.
Interesting word, Evenuris. If all it means is mage leader, well, they were basically magisters.
The Dalish are going to shit themselves.
Pretty much. And more suspicious boxes. These boxes seem to have kind of an unusually high HP. Come on. And this wall, I've hacked at it as a rogue, and it takes forever. Fastest way is to have your sword and board just shield bash on through. One hit. And another sigil. We don't need that torch. Another supply cache. And this room in here, we can't get in here just yet. You have to enter from outside, and you need an upgrade on your power to get through. But yeah, see all that gold? You can loot it. 200,000 gold or so just out of that room alone. It's insane. And some friends. I go to use Mark of the Rift and get knocked out of it. Twice. Come on. this guy drops an interesting weapon. Single incarnation. So two-handed, and if you're between 6 and 12 meters away from your target, you'll actually close the gap pretty much instantly with a jump.
This letter says the Qunari came to these ruins because the Eluvians connect to Halam Shiral.
A staging ground for an invasion?
It was some sort of infiltration. There's no more details.
Oops. That hasn't happened in a while. I'll come back for that. It's just stuff you can sell. They're fairly valuable, but absolutely not necessary.
It's been too long since we've traveled together. I've missed it.
Glad you're back, Cassandra. You need a break, and I need you breaking things in front of me.
You get pretty much the same thing if she's divine, which is kind of funny, where she's like, I've just missed punching the shit out of people. And some instructions on how to operate the puzzle. Very helpful down here. Thanks, guys. What are all these silver barrels? What the hell?
Let's look for anything that explains why the Qunari came here.
Which is the letter that we found, but you don't actually end this part until you come over to the left there and grab this letter as well.
A note about an unknown intruder coming through an Eluvian. They turned spirits against us, then fled.
It must be a mage. They killed any Qunari in the way and let the spirits do the rest.
Two parties then. The Qunari, and a mystery agent determined to stop them.
And head out.
Before we go.
Yeah. And here's this door we couldn't open, so this is how you get there. And once you leave this tower and have gotten everything, it'll dump you into a cutscene.
One dead Qunari was bad enough. Now we have more, and they're hostile.
This makes no sense. The Qunari may not be friendly to the Inquisition, but they have no reason to attack us.
They also have no reason to be here, or using Eluvians at all.
I've had the mirror placed under guard for now, Your Holiness.
Cullen, please just call me Liliana.
Yes, Your... Liliana.
Well, shit.
It appears the relative peace and quiet of the last 2 years is coming to an end.
First the Blight, then Mages and Templars, then Corypheus, and now this. Can't we go 10 years without the world falling to pieces?
Apparently
Rest
not.
assured that the Qunari do not disrupt the negotiations. The Exalted Council is in a very delicate state.
I'm certain you can soothe the nobles' ruffled feathers while we solve the real problem.
Not when the Inquisitor insults everyone present by walking out in the middle of the talks. Our only advantage is that Orlais and Ferelden are divided in goal and grievance. If they
Very rare show of temper from Josie.
No choice but to support their claims. We could lose everything.
You got this.
I know we're asking a lot of you, Ambassador. I promise we won't make this any harder for you than necessary.
My apologies. I will attend to the Exalted Council.
And while Josie does that, we will investigate.
We, Your Holiness?
You do, Josie?
I'll head back to the crossroads. We need to find out what the Qunari are doing and why they attacked.
And I'll have a quiet word with our honor guard.
Well. Alright. That's it for this episode. Join us again next time, where we have another round of chatting with our friends and head through another Eluvian.